Hey there, it's Sarah Denio from Kind Nest, and today I'm here with Amy Czadzeck, who's going to share with us a guided visualization. Hey Amy, thanks so much for being here with us today.
Well, thank you so much, Sarah. I'm so happy to be a part of Kindness and doing this with you.
Hmm, Thank you. So, would you like to tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yes. So at Kindness, I offer calm birth meditation method for expectant couples. And I am offering, starting next week, a Wednesday night weekly session for 4 weeks. And the first week is the power of sitting. And it's simply, we're just going to sit down, talk about where you are in your pregnancy, how you're feeling with what's been going on, and ways to deal with the stress that not only pregnancy may bring, but also the times that we're living in. And from that, the next week, we start learning the actual calm birth meditation practices. And so Wednesday nights at 6:30 to 7:30, we will be doing virtual Zoom. And each week you will learn a meditation to support you in your pregnancy and birth and beyond, which is so wonderful. The tools will carry you into parenthood.
Excellent, that sounds great.
Yeah.
And so you facilitate a full day calm birth workshop at Kind Nest as well. So how is this similar or different, or how does it relate with that longer version?
Well, I love to do both. And I'll tell you, as much as I would love to gather with everybody in person, I think what will be valuable about these is that you will be able to slow down for an hour in your day and in the comfort of your home. Everything can be done in pajamas. I'll probably do it in mine. And I love working with modern day parents, and maybe this is your second baby, your third or fourth, or maybe this is your first, and everything seems a little scary right now. And I try to just bring beginners into learning how to breathe and support themselves and connect to each other. The birth partners connect to each other and connect to their baby.
Mm, sounds wonderful.
Yeah.
Great.
So tonight is something though for everybody. And so I just want to share something that I went to a conference back in fall, and it was on the topic of storytelling. And as a facilitator of mindfulness and meditation workshops, um, I often take a lot of time to listen to other stories. And so I'm a bit of a story collector. And right now, we are all living in this time that will be written about, um, and and I feel like it's a space of liminality. So if you've never heard that word before, liminal, the way that I'm like the words that come to my mind is surrender, a pause, a shift. So this year has been described by astrologists as the hangman year. And so tarot card, in the tarot card deck, there's a picture of a person hanging upside down. And that may sound disturbing, but um, stick with me if you can. This person is, yes, hanging upside down, but also has a halo around their head and like beams shooting out of their brains. Um, and that person looks at peace. So here we are living in our own narratives, in these times that don't feel so cut and dry. It feels like nonsense a little bit to me. And we're living in some spaces where our daily lives have been interrupted. For me, my children are home, and I'm working really hard to stay even and stay grounded through it, um, and trying not to fall into some addictions or, you know, um, I'm feeling pretty vulnerable, as I imagine a lot of people are feeling right now
Mhm.
when change happens. So tonight, I want to talk about how we can create and make and build up and dream and feed ourselves and move and ground ourselves as we're living in this liminal space. So I wonder if you relate to this phrase, Sarah, and anyone out there listening. What got you here won't get you there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I am living in this space between no longer and not yet. How about you?
Hmm.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, in our own health, in our relationships, in our career, our schedules, the seasons of our life, our home, that space right now might feel like uncomfortable discomfort instead of comfort,
Hmm.
right? Okay. I'm glad you're following along with me.
Yeah.
So, my question is, how can we be comfortable with discomfort?
Mm.
How can we be comfortable with uncertainty? And hmm, we're being asked to be socially distant from each other. And for me, I love to be close to people, to be touching people. Um, and so I'm trying to now create what does it mean to still be close to somebody in this liminal space, and what is home? What does that mean? So I'm wondering if you can just take a moment to notice and ask yourself some of these questions. What is home in a liminal space for you? What do you notice? Do you feel the gloom and doom? Do you sense a hopeful rise within your body, within your mind? What stories are you telling yourself? So maybe some of those questions you can take a moment and pause this video and journal, or just go back to this later and revisit if you're a journaler. But I can tell you, for me, I've been gripping for control. I've been wrestling, wanting to be a helper, but then needing to take care of the daily needs for my family and myself. And I think anyone who is listening right now probably just cares a whole bunch. So is trying to find ways to, they're maybe trying to gain some control in this. So I'm here to tell you all that we can keep going and keep writing our stories and living in this liminal space. And it's okay to feel lost, and it's okay to feel the fear. So Mr. Rogers, who's an inspiration to me, and maybe you too, um, I learned a little bit about him, and Mr. Rogers actually had a time and space in his life where work and life, he didn't know. He described it as a not knowing space, and he described it as the guided drift. So there is something that I do in each session. I'm also a body worker, right as the client settles on the table and before I even put my hands on them. And so we practice this new way of breathing. And it's simply a visualization And there's no right way or wrong way to do it. So if you're new to visualization and meditation, it's okay if you don't feel like it clicks right away. But I would highly suggest that you, if you can, lay down. I'm going to put a different picture on the screen. Let's see, I just get it up here. Okay, here we go. I think I'm getting it. There we go. So if you can find a comfortable space, and you can lay down on your side if you want, or on your back or belly, or just sitting up, feeling that your spine is balanced effortlessly. And we're going to go through what I call breathing through the soles of our feet. And imagining that this breath is drifting through your body. And you're guiding this breath through the bottoms of your feet, inhaling up through your ankles, your calves, your knees, thighs, your whole pelvis, your belly, all the way to your kidneys. And in traditional Chinese medicine, the kidneys hold the emotion of fear. So as that inhaling breath reaches your kidneys, imagine that any fear that you may be holding, that you have thoughts of, can be guided back down your body with the out breath, back down through your belly, through your whole pelvis, down through your thighs, your knees, your lower legs, your ankles, and out through the soles of your feet. Now you may find that when I'm talking you through the parts of your body that you want to go faster or slower than my words, and that's perfectly okay. So I'm just going to invite you for another minute without my words to imagine this drifting breath that is comforting, to come up through the soles of your feet and allow that to carry all the way to your kidneys. And your kidneys are in your lower back, or in your back, just below your lower ribs. Allow that breath to reach your kidneys and exhale back down out through the soles of your feet. So you have the ability to imagine breathing in a different way than you're used to. We often think of breath just through our mouth and our nose and our belly and our lungs. Imagine now your feet are breathing. And with each breath, imagine that you can feel closer to the earth, closer to your home, closer to your center. You may not know every step of the way, but you have this. You have your body, you have your imagination, and you have your breath. And please practice this if you can't sleep. Please practice this if you feel overwhelmed. And make it a part of your daily ritual if it really speaks to you. So now just coming back into this space, you can begin to open your eyes if your eyes were closed and stretch your body, wiggle your toes. Thank you. That's it, Sarah. Thank
Mm,
you.
thank you, Amy. That felt really good. My feet felt heavier. Is that common? Like I felt like my feet were planting in the on the ground. I mean, I'm not laying down, obviously. So, but is that something you've heard before or experienced before? Is that common?
Well, I don't know if it's common. Everyone has a different
Mm,
response to it, but I would think that's a pretty great thing that you noticed. It's simply about just noticing. Sometimes people feel something like in their head or their
mhm,
heart, or they begin to shake. The fact that you're sensing like this heaviness in your feet is really something that you can continue to check into, and what that means to you and how that unfolds might really be be supportive to you.
mm. Thank you. I love these simple tools that
Hmm.
are not overwhelming from a time perspective, but so powerful to just another, not just another, something else to add to the toolkit of things to go to when you're noticing that you're feeling fear, stress, anxiety, whatever it is. Little soul breathing.
Yeah. Yes.
Thanks so much, Amy. That was really great. I really appreciate you being with us today.
Thank you, Sarah. Thank you, everybody. Be well.
Be well. Thanks, everyone.